Anyone born in 1980 or earlier, they know the Spanish national team as the almost rants, the ones who always disappoint. They know this team as one that never steps up to the big moment. Anyone born from that point on sees Spain as the international powerhouse. It has really been in recent time that this Spanish national team has come on and become the power that they are. They've only won the World Cup once, but now it feels like Spain is perpetually in the conversation as title contenders. And 2026 will be no different. With a young star and an embarrassment of riches, expect to see a lot of Spanish flair next summer. Welcome to Kickback Soccer Media's World Cup Capsules, where you'll learn everything you need to know about all 48 of the national teams competing at the 2026 World Cup. From the history of the game, the nation's current World Cup trajectory, unsung heroes, and cultural moments. I'm David Goss, and today we're talking about La Roja. Like a lot of these more successful countries, there's just so much to talk about with Spain. Do we dive into their deep, nuanced history that is inextricably linked to politics and national identity? Or how their golden generation, led by the likes of Iniesta and Xavi, tiki-taka their way to a World Cup? And then there's Barcelona and Real Madrid, two of the biggest clubs in the world that represent so much more than just the game. There's just so many places to start. But since we're looking ahead to the 2026 World Cup, let's start with their young star, who represents all these different strands rolled up into one. We're talking Lamine Yamal.
And Lamine Yamal into the roof of the net.
They just can't stop him doing it.
The youngest ever scorer.
In any other context, an 18-year-old would be considered a future prospect. But for Lamine Yamal, the future is now. Even though he's just 18, the Barcelona midfielder has already reached Mbappe and Vinny Jr. levels of stardom. A left-footed forward with elite dribbling, excellent passing, chance-creating abilities, he can do it all. He's able to play as a center forward, an attacking midfielder, a winger, or notably on the right flank. His ability to produce accurate crosses, of course his trivela, has become one of the trademarks of his game. With his technical profile, Yamal was compared to former Barca great Lionel Messi, like many La Masia products are before him. Yamal's also drawn comparisons with former Barca player Neymar due to their similar playing style that involves a lot of dribbling flair and chance creation. Yamal has also stated Neymar to be a major influence in the way he plays. Yamal was a member of the youth academy La Masia before breaking into Barca's first team in the 23-24 season. He became the youngest player to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or at the age of 17 and also won the Copa Trophy in 2024 and 25, presented the best young player in the world. In the following season, he was integral to Barca winning a domestic treble of La Liga, Copa del Rey, and the Supercopa de España. At 18 years old, Yamal finished as runner-up for the 2025 Ballon d'Or. Yamal has represented Spain internationally at various youth levels. He made his debut for the senior team in 2023, becoming the youngest player to represent and score for the country at age 16. He was selected for the UEFA Euro 2024, and that was a good thing, playing an important role in helping Spain win their fourth title while also winning the tournament's Young Player of the Year. His father, Mataro, raised him in the Rocafonda neighborhood, described by El País as, quote, forgotten, isolated, and stigmatized. He celebrates goals by making a gesture of the number 304, the last digits of the local postcode 08304. Following his success, his popularization of the numbers has been credited with bringing pride and recognition to the working-class community of Rocafonda. Yamal is representative of the modern Spain. His mother was born in Equatorial Guinea, his father in Morocco. They gave him a name that combines those two cultures, and of course, he was raised and is representing his neighborhood in Spain. He is the real deal, and he is living up to the hype. A combination of British immigrant workers, visiting sailors, and Spanish students returning from Britain introduced the game to the country. The first kick of soccer is believed to be in 1873. After that, clubs started to be formed mostly by the British throughout the country. The Spanish national team was created in 1920 ahead of the Olympic Games in Antwerp, where they won silver. The popularity of soccer amongst fans and media experienced a huge boost, which led to the first league in Spain in 1929. There was a little bit of a disruption from 1936 to 1939, called the Spanish Civil War. And although the Spanish League was suspended, the Catalan and Valencian clubs continued contesting something called the Mediterranean League in the early 1937. Barcelona later toured Mexico and the U.S., supporting the Spanish Republic. The Spanish League and Cup were restored in 1939, the season after the Civil War had ended. Francisco Franco's regime, a fascist political system, began to use football as a propaganda tool for the new regime. In 1941, as part of his policy of eradicating regional identities, the Franco regime banned using non-Castilian names. As a result, many clubs that had chosen English prefixes previously, such as athletic or football clubs, had to amend their initial names for other Castilians, such as Atletico or Club de Futbol. The Catalan Championship was banned, and the Catalan Shield was taken from FC Barcelona's badge. Spanish football began to rebuild slowly after the war, but Spain's isolated international position meant they didn't properly re-enter the international game until 1950. The Spanish national team's been a constant fixture in the World Cup and Euros since the competition's inception. However, you could divide their long history into those two parts. Pre-2008, lots of appearances, moderate success reaching knockout rounds, hosting in 1982, and one Euro win in 1964. With no distinct playing style, no attractive playing style, nothing that really said, this is the Spanish national team. Then you have the run. The legendary run from 2008 to 2012. They won the Euros in 2008, World Cup in 2010 in South Africa, and the Euro again in 2012, becoming the first national team to win 3 consecutive major titles and becoming the first European team to win a World Cup held outside of Europe. In the 2008 Euros, they defeated Germany 1-0 with Fernando Torres scoring the only goal of the game as Spain won their first international title since 1964. Xavi was awarded player of the tournament. And then the following year, the side finished third at the 2009 Confederations Cup, breaking a 35-match unbeaten streak that began in November of 2006 after a loss to the United States. At the 2010 World Cup, which I think you got to consider Spain's greatest moment in international football history, Spain started the tournament oddly with a 1-0 loss to Switzerland, but they did not lose a match for the remainder of the World Cup. They topped their group, then they defeated Portugal and Paraguay 1-0 in the round of 16 in the quarterfinals. In the semis and final, it was the same result. 1-0 against Germany, of course the legendary header from Puyol, and then the final against the Netherlands. Andre Iniesta scored the match's only goal, coming in extra time, as he is known to do. The Netherlands had chances to score, most notably in the 60th minute when Arjen Robben was released by Wesley Sneijder to be one-on-one with Spain's goalkeeper Iker Casillas, only for Casillas to save the shot with an outstretched leg. For Spain, Sergio Ramos missed a free header from a corner kick when he was unmarked, and Iniesta finally broke the deadlock in extra time, scoring a volleyed shot from a pass from Cesc Fabregas. Spain only conceded 2 goals in the entire tournament and none during the knockout stages. The win gave Spain their first World Cup title, becoming the 8th team to win it. This made them the first new winner without home advantage since Brazil in 1958, and the first to win the tournament after having lost their opening game. In 2012, they became the first team to retain the European Championship, winning the final 4-0 against Italy, while Fernando Torres won the Golden Boot for top scorer of the tournament. Sarah is defined as a golden generation of talent, composed mostly of Barca and Real Madrid stars. Iker Casillas, Gerard Piqué, Andres Iniesta, Pedro, Xavi, Fernando Torres, Cesc Fabregas, Juan Mata, Xabi Alonso, Sergio Ramos, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, David Silva, all of these who ended up becoming legends of the game. The era was also characterized by what Spain's known for now, their tiki-taka style, an approach to football founded upon the ideal of team unity, short passes to dominate the game, and constant movement off the ball. This has been a dip in success from 2014 to 2022. They've been bounced in either the group stage or the first knockout round of every major tournament. But then they have re-emerged. They've reestablished themselves as a global power. They are the number 1 ranked team for FIFA, and they are one of the favorites going into the 2026 World Cup. As expected, Spain did not find any difficulties in qualifying for the World Cup. They were undefeated in their group, scoring 21 goals and only conceding 2. Spain's coached now by Luis de la Fuente, a former La Liga player and later manager. He has been with the Spanish Federation since 2013. He has coached the U19s, the U21s, the U23s, and finally, he took over the national team in December of 2022. Under his leadership, Spain has been a dominant force in world soccer. Due to his time with the youth teams, De La Fuente has worked and continues to choose many of the players from the current team. Mikel Merino, Dani Olmo, Mikel Oyarzabal, Fabian Ruiz, and Unai Simon won the Under-21 championship title during his tenure. He explained his philosophy by stating, "I come from a grassroots background. Our commitment to the people we trust in the youth system is not a pose, it is a conviction." Spain often dominates possession under De La Fuente and suffocates their opponents with the ball. They've also started using a more traditional center forward and delivering more crosses to the box, something that was often avoided previously or not a part of their game plan at all. The Spanish squad has a great balance of youth players with experienced veterans. In addition, even the youth players in the squad are now vastly experienced and play a huge role for their club and national team. Players like Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Pedri, Dean Hussein, and Pau Cubarsí. This Spain squad is less reliant on purely Real Madrid and Barcelona players, which is a lot different than that golden generation. But speaking of Real Madrid and Barcelona, we can't talk about Spain without acknowledging the impact that these two clubs have had on the national team, the global game, and Spanish society. Barca, 28 La Liga titles, 5 Champions League titles, 3 Club World Cups. Real Madrid, 36 league titles, 15 Champions League, 5 Club World Cups. El Clasico is considered one of the sport's fiercest rivalries. Its matches have a global audience of hundreds of millions. The fixture carries a large-scale political connotation due to the Catalan independence movement, with the two clubs often identified with opposing political positions. Madrid is the capital, largest city of Spain, and hence identified with Spanish unionism, while Barca is the capital and largest city of the autonomous community of Catalonia, and hence identified with Catalan separatism. They are among the wealthiest and most successful football clubs on the planet. 2024, Forbes ranked Real Madrid and Barcelona as among the most valuable teams in the world in first and third place. This is more of a cultural thing, though, rather than just a soccer game. Fans from every country in the world await this game with so much passion. The average fan you meet in North and South America is a Barca or Real Madrid fan. Title deciders, fights, Ronaldo versus Messi, a pig's head being thrown at Luis Figo for defecting from Barca to Real Madrid. That is just some of the craziness that has surrounded this game. And why the rivalry is heated and real, some of these players put their differences aside and come together for the national team when World Cup glory is on the line. And that is the case once again. We love to leave you with a fun fact about every single one of our countries, as well as a prediction looking forward. De La Fuente has tried to downplay their status as contenders, but this team has too much talent to not be eyeing a run to the final. They've got experience winning the 2024 European Championships. They are the highest ranked seed. Therefore, they would not meet the second ranked seed in Argentina until the final if both teams win their group. They are going to be considered the heavyweights coming into this tournament. And your fun fact, Spain hosts the famous La Tomatina Festival, a massive tomato-throwing food fight that takes place in the town of Bunal. Maybe it'll happen in Times Square after they win the World Cup final in MetLife Stadium. Make sure to follow Kickback26 on social media and your podcast to get all of our World Cup coverage over the year to come. Thank you all for listening, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.